This is the living every night.
Hello and welcome to GTA 5 commentary, or live commentary actually. But this video, as you can see the title, is going to be tips and tricks for GTA Online. And when I look through, like, when I first started off playing GTA, when I looked through videos for tips and tricks, it was things like how to change your character mood, how to assign a gesture. Now, none of them really help you that much. Like, it's great, it's a cool little trick to know, but none of them help you that much. This is going to be really more combat based, so things that you should do in fights, things that you just things that are around fighting, or things that if you want to avoid fighting. So we'll get into it. Alright guys, I'm going to correct myself. I said to start off at number 1, means start off at number 10. And the first one, as you can see, I'm not really in the middle of nowhere, I'm down at the docks I believe. It doesn't really matter where you are. But if you're in the middle of a fight, you're running out of ammo and you need to go and get some ammo, but you're nowhere near an ammunition, what you can do is you can go into jobs. I'm just going to choose Rooftop Rumble just because I know that I can do it from there. You can choose any really mission that you actually need ammo for. So then when you go into a game, and as long as your spot in the game isn't filled, or I don't even know whether they patched that now. Now, as you can see, purchase all ammo, I'm not going to do it because it's 40k, so it's quite a lot, so let's just show the RPG, alright. I need some RPG ammo, so at the moment I have 0 RPG ammo, as you can see, so I'm going to buy, I'm going to fill up my RPG, why not? And then just straight back out, back into your session, and your RPG will be filled. So, you know, exact same spot, I haven't changed, my car hasn't moved either, in the exact same session. Sadly it's an invite only session, so I can't show you that. But there you are guys, I hope you enjoyed number 10. Alright guys, number 9, and this one you wouldn't think you'd find yourself using that often, but when me and Cameron are in like fights with other people and things like that, I actually use it quite often. Now, as you can see, the minimap is very small at the moment, whereas if you go down it's a lot bigger. It's maybe four times as big, yeah, quite easily 4 times as big. And this is a tip to always have your minimap that size. Now, if you obviously go into settings, so click start, then across to online with RB, then A, and then down to options, and then if you go down to the bottom and you can see expanded radar. Now, I've turned that on, it constantly gives you the large radar. Now, the only problem with this radar is the fact that you don't know how much health you have. As you can see, the health bar is going at the bottom. If you're underwater, you don't know how much oxygen you have. And I can't remember what the other one is, but is there another one? I don't even know. But I think when you don't have full stamina, it's the stamina. But that is the only problem with this radar. But I do use it quite often if we're in fights. If it's more like a sniper fight, so you know after 1 kill you are dead. So on things like that, I do actually have it on, but I normally play, as you've seen in my videos, with the smaller radar. As you can see guys, we're in our garage again, and this one, like the other one, you wouldn't think you'd find yourself using it often, but it is really useful to know. And what that is if you hold back on the menu and, okay, so you go down to kill yourself. Now if there's someone outside your garage that's waiting outside there with a tank or something like that, now if you kill yourself, sorry, wrong one. If you kill yourself, you never used to be able to kill yourself in your garage, and if you do kill yourself in your garage, you spawn very far away. It's more useful for the 400 grand apartment because people quite often sit out there to try and blow you up, but you spawn very far away. So as you can see, I've spawned down here, all the way from there. That's something like from the 400 grand apartment, which is, where is it? Is it there? I can't even remember. It's something like 1.5 miles or 1.2 miles or something like that. But yeah, I can't obviously see because I'm not in a car. But yeah, that's quite a useful tip. I've actually used it quite often, and I've said before, the only problem is you don't actually get your car with you, but you can call your mechanic. Hey, stuff you. But yeah, you can actually call your mechanic to get your car down here because you are far away from your garage. Alright guys, number 7, and this is a rather tiny tip, but I do actually use it very often. Now, if you go into passive mode, people still run you over. It's just, when you go into passive mode, people will always run you over. It's just something you have to deal with. Now, the way that you cannot deal with it is if you find a wall, like this one for instance. Now, you stand on this wall, can't run you over because you're too tall. The car can't get up here. I don't think a tank can get up here. A better wall will probably be like an actual wall that you can stand on. Like, not jump over, but actually stand on. Now, I quite often do it at the airport just because there's the car park near there, and the little ledge around the side, people can't get to it. A tank can't get to it, like the highest riding 4x4 can't get to it. It's a really useful thing to do. I quite often do it if I'm going AFK. And also the thing you can do is if you trap yourself between like a building and a wall, people can't get you, and I don't know whether this place would work. Yeah, I think this place would work as well. In a place like this, because they can't get the cars down here. They can't obviously shoot you because you're in passive mode, and there's the bollards all the way around which they can't get in. Maybe you could get a motorbike in and run you over, but that would take a lot of effort. Alright guys, number 6, and this is going in no chronological order, so no order of any time or anything like that, and this could be like a dual tip actually, just because I'm going to ring Leicester. It's quite an expensive thing to do, but just for the fact that I'll need to do it, I'm going to ring Leicester to make it so the cops ignore me. Now, turn cops blind eye, so it's £5 to do that, and it doesn't last very long, it only lasts 3 minutes, but if you find a wall that's like this, or a hiding spot that's like this, where you can't stand up, as soon as you have to stand up, for instance this, if you have to stand up like this, and you try and point a gun over the wall, you can't do it. So if you shoot, well, if you try and shoot, you don't shoot if you're looking back on yourself. But if you find a wall like this, I quite often use this in Rooftop Rumble, so you can go to the where the flowers are, and then do it, so then you can kill people easier. But if you actually hold up on the D-pad, you actually get these little crosshairs. Now, you can shoot at people, or you can easily bring up your sights, but it takes you to the exact spot. This is why I call blind eye from the cops, because I won't get any cops on me for it. But if you do this and then scope in, it takes you to the exact point where your crosshairs were, or if you shoot like that, it goes to where the crosshairs are, other than there's massive amounts of recoil. So it's quite a useful tip to use. I don't think you could really use it online, but I definitely know I've used it in Rooftop Rumble. So you guys, we'll move on to the next tip. Alright guys, number 5, and this tip, you do require a helicopter. I just called this one from Merriweather because I couldn't be able to go to my local airport, like this, you know. But yeah, you do require a helicopter for this, or some sort of flying device, you know, because flying machines aren't good enough. But this is kind of a weird tip. You wouldn't use it that often, but when you do want a jet, it's very useful to do it. Now, if you do actually fly over this base without going lower than the lampposts with a helicopter, you don't actually get the cops on you. Now, you can just go slightly lower, but as long as you're not under there for too long. Now, you can see how that jet's there, and my helicopter's in very bad damage because of me crashing into a building as soon as I got it. Now, yeah, there we are, there's my 5 stars. Now, I could hover around there for a very long time, so now I can sort of land down without really much of a problem, and as long as my character's stand up, I'm probably going to get blown up by a tank now, but you can actually live quite long in the military base as long as you've got a helicopter, and that's a tank there, isn't it? Definitely. But yeah, as long as you actually stay in the military base for quite in a helicopter, you won't actually get the stars on you. You won't get, you know, killed by it. So quite a useful tip to know. If you do want a helicopter, no, sorry, a jet, it's a very useful tip to know. But I wouldn't use it that often. I don't really get a jet that often, but when you do want it, because usually as soon as you try and get in on the car, as soon as you get in there, you've got 5 stars on you. So being able to fly down, and really, until you spend too much time in there, when you're trying to land, it's only really when you touch the ground, and then when you leave the helicopter, you actually get stars on you. But yeah, I haven't pulled up my landing gear. I've like, god damn you car. But, you know, I'm going to take that thing down. Okay, then maybe I'll not. But you guys will move on to the next tip, and once I've landed it, lost the stars and everything like that, we'll move on. Alright guys, number 4. I can't really visually show you this tip without having other players to do a deathmatch with. But if you make a deathmatch with all of the weapons on the floor, and you just run in between all the weapons and pick up the ammo. Obviously there's a set amount of ammo that you can pick up, but as long as then your deathmatch finishes, if you set it for 5 minutes, you run in there and place down the most expensive weapon. So I believe that's the minigun to fully fill it up with ammo, which I believe is 15,000 or maybe 25,000. God damn, I'm not losing these cops, am I? But yeah, if you place a load of miniguns on the ground and then run in between them and pick up all their ammo, you can actually get full ammo from it. And as long as you actually finish the deathmatch, you'll actually keep the ammo for it. So rather than paying for ammo, you can go into a deathmatch, get all of your ammo back, and you will keep all of your ammo from it. So it's a very... So like I showed you there, it was 40k for me to actually get all of my ammo back. That would save me 40k, and I know it's before it's been into like 150 something thousand. So it would save you a lot of money to go into a deathmatch and get your ammo that way. I haven't really used it that often. I quite often run around Rooftop Rumble and just pick up all the ammo, just because then I can get fill up my submachine guns and my assault rifles. But it is a very, very useful tip to do, and it does help quite a bit when you're trying to make more, when you're trying to gain more ammo. But I'm going to try and lose these 5 stars, and no, yeah, 4 stars, sorry, and I will be back with you with number 3. Alright guys, this tip is basically personal preference, and there's, as you've seen on my guns, if you're new to GTA, as you see, I'm just going to use the pistol. That's a circle, that's clear as day, a circle, rather than just the dot which is in the centre of the screen. And you saw with the this gun, the Tommy gun, there's them crosses, and with that I believe it's the same. The sniper, if you hold down the shooting button halfway, you can see it the same. The shotgun looks very weird and kind of like a ghost kind of crosshair as well. The RPG is a square. That is just a massive circle. I don't even understand what that is. That's just like the person went mental. And then there's the minigun, which is just like the pistol. There's then the grenade, which is just like the pistol, also, I believe. Or is that just a dot? That might just be just a dot, actually. There's then this, which I believe is also the same as... Yeah, that doesn't have one. There's then this, which I believe is just a dot again. And then there's the... Okay, I don't have no sticky bombs, but I believe that might be the dot as well. But you change to that by going into settings, to online, to option... No, you don't. You go to settings, you go to display, and then you go to weapon target simple. Now simple is just a dot. Simple is just a dot for everything. Now I thought this was better, just because I thought it was more of just a precise like sight. But this helps so much more, because you can see where people's heads actually are. Like when you're shooting at someone, you can actually see where the head is with the complex sight. Yeah, you can see exactly where people's heads are, and that is really useful to know, because you can obviously kill people a lot quicker. Because when you like that, as long as you get the head lined straight up within the 4 lines, you should kill them instantly. 1 bullet and they're dead. That's an AI anyway. I'm not sure what it is for a player, but yeah, it's really useful. So yeah, move on to number 2. Alright guys, number 2, and while I'm taking the time to drive to a store, I'm going to ask you guys a favour. Now, my most popular video on my channel, which is the fast strength up video, it's got something like 9,960 something views on it, and 96 likes, I believe. Now, if you guys could go and please check out the video and leave a like on it, I'd really like to hit 10k views and 100 likes on it. I do really appreciate it for the people that have watched it, subscribed and liked it. And I do believe it still works on Xbox. It's not as fast as it was in the video, but it still does work. On PS3, I don't believe it's really worth doing anymore. It's very slow. It still does do it, but it's also very slow to actually rank up your strength. But on the Xbox, I definitely believe that it still does work, and it's still probably one of the fastest. Thank you, AI. Actually, the AI actually helped me. God damn. Did not mean to come down here. But I still actually do believe it's the fastest way to get your strength up without asking your friend whether you can punch him in the face 150 times in a row. So, you know, once we've got out of this very bad dilemma and got to the store. Now for this, you're going to have a mask, alright guys. You've got to have a mask on your character, and the reason of that is because you can lose a store when you go into a store and if you rob it. Now before I go into the store, I'm actually going to stock up on P&Qs and stuff like that, because, you know, they're very useful. And I'm sorry about your bench, bro. Every single time I come to this place. I break his bench, and I'm really sorry about that. Another thing is that if you don't actually wear a mask, shopkeepers can actually remember you. You walk into the shop and they're very wary and they can remember you, and they say something which I cannot actually remember what they say, but they do actually say something which is basically just warning you, like, I can remember you. Now, if I am to pull out a pistol now, point it at him, and tell him to rob the store, like, come on, rob the store, god damn you, god damn you, god damn you, god damn you, come on, and just tempt him to, oh my god, I nearly shot him in the face, then that'd be bad. Yeah, and just tell him to rob the store. And then, oh dude, I'm sorry about your family vacation. Then if you run out the store, and you can see I've got 2 stars. Now, if this does work, and it doesn't always work, so don't, like, quote me on that. Now, you should, oh my god, how did it not work? God damn it. Well, anyway guys, it doesn't work in this video, but it does usually work for the fact that I don't know whether you have to kill the shop clerk for it to work, but you do normally lose a star, and that is the actual point of wearing a mask. You are meant to lose the star. Whether you're meant to, like, lose the cop's sight and then take off the mask, I don't know. But trust me, when the last time I attempted to record this like version, it did actually work. But the audio screwed up on it. The audio, like the shop clerk and my audio, was just like really stuttery, so I had to re-record it. But it does work most of the time. I'd have thought it'd been one of the things where it either works, where it always works, or it always doesn't work. But clearly, it's quite temperamental. But you guys, we'll move on to number 1, and they aren't necessarily going in order like my top 10 favourite tricks. They're just 10 useful tricks that I quite often use. Now that wasn't really combat based. That was more sort of just tip based. But it does work nonetheless. Most of the time works nonetheless. But just try the different variants, as I said, whether you have to wait until it's out of the cop's sight or what it is. But yeah, guys. Alright guys, number 1, and this is a very useful tip. I always use it, like, all of the time, and what it basically is how to get your car out of the impound for free. Now, it's only like $500, but if you're really short on money, it is quite a useful thing. Now, I'm just going to go to Rooftop Rumble just because I know the actual mission is very close to the impound, and if you actually start a Rooftop Rumble, when you go to the impound, or any mission I believe for that fact, the guy in the impound's asleep. He's leant up against the wall and he's asleep. So I believe now if you launch it up, you start Rooftop Rumble from your location where you are. So that's kind of annoying, but it does save the little... yeah, you do. So I'm going to have to rob someone's car. Or just call my own car. I might just call my own. No, don't call your own car. Guys, just rob a car, alright? Best thing to do. Now this one, I believe is Uber matched. I might be wrong though. Yeah, it's an Uber match, look at that. Now I'm just going to get down to Rooftop Rumble, and I'll start going to my car. But the guy is leant up against asleep, so you can just jump over. I'm not sure if the gate's open for you, but you can just jump over, get in, get your car, and it's done. But this could also be a double tip. Now my car was destroyed, I believe. Like it was in quite a bad state, my entity. So if you actually back out of GTA Online and then come back into GTA Online, your car's fixed for free. Again, it'll save you $200 or $300, so it isn't that much. You could get that from like killing a few pedestrians, but it does save you. It obviously saves you some money, so I suppose it's worth doing. But if you do it every single time you need you need to pay for it, it will save you quite a bit of money. Like I've spent something like £29 million on just car upgrades and repairs, so that's a lot of money. That's not even like purchasing the car, that's just the upgrades and the repairs. So you know, that's quite a lot of money if you ask me. But when that's after modded money as well, because my account got wiped from the modded money, so like my kills, my money's still glitched. It says that I'm like I've owned minus 27 billion, just because obviously they took that money out of my account. And I've got to make somehow 27 billion back to say that I've actually earned money. But like I said, this is quite a useful tip to do, just to save you a little bit of money if you're short on money. I know I've done it with Connor before, and like I've kind of instructed him, because he plays the game not very often, so he's very short on money. And I just tell him, go into a mission, get your car out of the impound, and it saves you from getting the star rating. So if we just go up to it now, you will see that the guy is asleep. He's leant up against the wall with his cap pulled down, and he is, okay, wrong one, that's awkward, and he's asleep. Okay, or he's not there. Well, that looks like your two options. He's either asleep or he's not there. And you can see my entities over there, just parked up there. That's where most of them are. Sometimes they are parked in a couple of different locations, but you know, they're always within this area. Now if you just jump in, you get absolutely no stars on you whatsoever. Is my car also repaired? My car is also repaired fully. So that's another useful thing about this. And if you just drive up to the gate opens for you, and boom, your car's out of the impound for free. Rather than paying or getting the stars on you. I believe it's $500 for this car, so it's not the most, but actually I think it is the most for a car to get out. I think the Bugatti, the Zentorno, and the Entity all cost $500, and anything else is a little bit less. But you guys, I hope you enjoyed this top 10 tips. I'm just going to get on with Rooftop Rumble now. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'd learned at least something new. If you want me to do some more stuff like this, so more like for entertainment, I don't know, on GTA, or how to have fun on GTA and things like that, I will happily do it. Again, I'm sorry about the mic if it picked up some really sensitive stuff, like my door creaking in some of the clips and stuff like that. I am really sorry. Obviously it's my webcam mic, so it's rather sensitive, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to check out my fast strength video, and I'll see you guys later.